Now it's time for sports.
Sports. Oh, can you hear me coughing those peas? Sports.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. We start this festive evening talking about the gift that keeps on giving this past month, and that's Calgary Flames. Let's look at it. Who have 6 wins in a row. The Calgary Zoo has had more penguins die due to drowning in that same time. As far as I know, penguins aren't supposed to drown. They don't just wash up on shore, forgetting how to swim. So we're looking at you again, Calgary Zoo, with my lack of hands. Sick and tired of your otter pants, shenanigans, stepping on animals, penguin excuses. Fucking zoo. Maybe let's focus less on the Christmas lights, alright? And more on the fucking caretaking side of things. It's not like we're in the tropics, where they don't have access to, I don't know, cold water. Or cold water. But here we go again with penguins in the pool that Super 8 would call small, unfit, unsafe. But I digress. Hockey. Don't look now! But the Flames are fighting for the division lead, let alone a mere playoff spot. And so we wander into uncharted abyss of Flames playoff talk in early December. Is it a Kurt? Is it a jinx? Logan, is it? What? I don't know. I'm so scared. At least we have the Pittsburgh. Oh, Penguins. Who normally would be cause for concern. They won the Stanley Cup, but it would seem Penguins can't survive Calgary. So I predict an easy time of it in Calgary for not only the Penguins, but any teams who are called the Hippos, capybaras, corn snakes, eels, otters and pans, or goats. Fuck. Merry Christmas, Logan. Jesus. So we move on to happier news. And there is one event that captures our nation's interest this time of year like no other. People gather around their TV sets and enjoy hot Baileys in their pajamas with a touch of coffee while tuning into international competition. Enough of chess, poker, and every trash sport that have kind of clogged our late-night sport hand-mail delivery system like Augustus Gloop in a chocolate pipe. Of late, it's time for everyone's favorite. We call this dart. If you thought we were going to talk about World Junior Hockey, that's what we were deceiving you with. A red herring? I don't know much about the herring as an animal, other than it's a fish. And if we ever had one at the zoo, it would be dead. But tomorrow does, people, in fact, mark the beginning of the 2017 World Series of Darts held in London. Where else? Of course, in the fucking pub town like London! To combine Oktoberfest and literally throwing darts at a dartboard without screwing up. And I put in a good solid 10 minutes of research on these guys, full of 90s tattoos, regret necklaces that divert you from their hairlines, and far too much modified shuttlecock. But the history of dart can be traced back to King Henry VIII, where using a ring of a tree and the older rings of the tree being valued at higher point totals, where the target for the men's arrows would be vaulted upon their... Old William Tell was taking his own child like some psychopath and shooting arrows off his head like 500 years ago. This sport has gone down the path to the idiocracy treatment because behind me are apparently the 3 best dart throwers in the world. And I wouldn't send a single one of them to war now. Not with an arrow, not with a gun, not with a bugle, not even for fun. Take that, Dr. Seuss. This is what you play at the pub when you do not have a single dollar in your pocket to play pool. And I mean, it is 2016, and in sports, athletes generally get better. Take 16-year-old Penny Alexiak, just won Canada's Athlete of the Year for her swimming in the Olympics. And she could outswim any man, woman, or child alive 100 years ago. 500 years ago, we were shooting fruits and veg off family members' heads. And now we're reduced to these 3 stooges who represent the very best of the throwing shit industry. Check able listings for times or just log into Google, type in word sports to see ever grace a television set, and dart should be there as the first 5 through 50 things that you. And what are we on to next? Oh, that red herring. This holiday season, we have a bunch of pimply-faced teenagers with absolutely no pressure on them whatsoever playing hockey, where the only acceptable result is to win gold. The annual contest between hockey nations kicks off on Boxing Day. And as always, if so much as a finish second, there will be people spending hours discussing why one 18-year-old didn't outplay another 18-year-old across the ice. We sincerely hope that the half cyborg hockey players that Canada is producing now can come through with a win. Their sport didn't spiral into beer bellies, tribal tattoos, and deteriorate into an event where people, regardless of the outcome, seemed like nobody involved really would win. And what is next after World Juniors? Oh God, hold on. I have to make sure this comes up. We have Go Nuts, says the pupper. Anyways, we're gonna go next, says the puppet. German liqueur company. Oh, there we go. German liqueur company Jägermeister has filed to block the Milwaukee Bucks of the NBA from trademarking their new logo. And I use no new gestures based on the fact I can't use hand air quotes, but new is a relative term there since it's already almost 2 years old with the Milwaukee Bucks. Like a frat boy after too many Jaeger bombs, Jägermeister was hungover enough to leave it for 2 years and just bring this up. But feels the logos can cause some confusion is what I'm being told from Germany. And I'm trying to turn this around. What the fuck? What the fuck? You can trademark it, dear, I guess. Jagger, just go home, you're drunk? There's no way someone comes up to a bar anywhere, even in Milwaukee, and asks for 4 shots of Milwaukee Buck. And at that same time, I've not watched a Milwaukee Bucks game thinking that the logo on the front is anything kind of a booze sponsor because, well, I've never watched a Milwaukee Buck game ever in my life, but I would not be confused with that, nor has anyone here. And if you say otherwise, you're a goddamn liar. No one has ever gone to get a bowl of Frosted Flakes and been like, fuck, I put Cheetos in my milk. Because I'm a goddamn idiot and I couldn't differentiate between 2 orange and black cartoon cats. Which means I now have a sugary cereal in my homemade gourd. them's kind of the breaks. And the one question being asked by courts to both is where they drew their inspiration for their logos. Logan.
I don't know.
Well, shit. I'll tell you. Probably a deer, for starters. And secondly, I can tell you where they didn't, and that was because it's not the Calgary Zoo. Since neither logo deer has its tongue hanging out and X's for eyes. Let's go on to something next. Finally, we went into a soccer where the MLS final took place this week in Toronto, and the heavily favored Toronto FC played the Seattle Sounders, which is an awful name, and since they wear green and their shirt says stupid Seattle Sounders somewhere at some point on their shirt, just draw a deer, make a company, draw a deer, a profit. This is kind of what we want to go for. We'll call them Xbox at this point. And if you tuned into this game thinking, I'll give soccer a shot, I normally hate it, but this is a championship game between Toronto and Team Xbox. And normally I might be surprised if there's a new sport for me to watch. Well, you couldn't have hoped for a worse outcome. The score remaining tied past the full 120 minutes. 0-0. You can watch the entirety of Slumdog Millionaire in that time. You can still see the same number of goals. True, you do have to watch a kid fall into an outhouse full of poop, but I promise you, there was much more shit on display last Sunday night in Toronto. Audience participation time. Hands up if you saw the game. Hands up if you watched the MLS final. That might be from anyone from 0 to like everyone here. I can't see. So good. Okay, so someone knows the score of the game after 120 minutes. Let me hear it.
0-0.
Do you know how many shots were on net for the Seattle team?
4.
That's true. Well, I heard it out there. Team Xbox had 0 shots. 120 minutes of action. Market 0. No shots. Not even a shot on of old Milwaukee Buck. The game went to penalty shootout without Seattle ever getting a shot on the net at this point. Do you know what's less exciting than 120 minutes of soccer without a shot? That's darts, and that's about it. We'll continue on.
Sports.
That is the end of the sports segment. I
Well,
assume.